After the Lakers suffered a crushing loss to OKC, the real drama reportedly happened behind the scenes. Sources say Shaquille O'Neal confronted Shai Gilgeous-Alexander near the locker room tunnel, furious over the Thunder's behavior during the game. Witnesses claim Shaq blocked the hallway, stared Shai down, and calmly told him, "You're too talented to play like a cheat, kid." The shocking comment instantly stunned everyone nearby, but Shai reportedly stayed calm and reacted with a confident smile, making the tense moment even more unforgettable. After Shai reportedly told Shaq, "The game passed you by, big man. Adapt or go back to the desk." The situation instantly became heated. Witnesses say Shaq nearly rushed at him before security, coaches, and staff stepped in to stop things from turning physical. Even while being held back, Shaq was reportedly furious, yelling that today's NBA has become more about acting and foul baiting than real basketball. Sources also claim he stayed in the tunnel long after the Thunder players left, still angry as he waited for the referees to walk by, creating one of the most intense post-game moments the arena had seen in years. Witnesses say the referees looked completely shaken as Shaq silently stared them down in the tunnel, creating an atmosphere nobody wanted to step into. Now, insiders claim the league is trying to keep the incident quiet because officials are allegedly discussing a major punishment, possibly including a massive fine or even banning Shaq from arenas for a period of time. According to reports, Shaq's anger had little to do with the final score and everything to do with how Shai earned his points during the game. While some fans see Shaq as an old-school legend frustrated with the modern NBA, others believe he was reacting to what he views as excessive foul baiting and dramatic play styles taking over the league. Supporters argue that Shai is talented enough to dominate without relying on controversial tactics, which is why the confrontation became such a heated and emotional moment.
Together, he had his struggles last year, but there was a turn on him. Now you got to send help. Passive by Reeves.
The controversy exploded even more after a viral video began spreading online, showing a detailed breakdown of Shai's foul-drawing plays throughout the series. Fans pointed to multiple clips where he appeared to exaggerate contact in order to earn trips to the free throw line, fueling criticism from people who believe today's NBA rewards dramatic reactions more than physical defense. At the time, Shai was averaging an incredible number of free throws per game, while the Lakers as a team were getting far fewer opportunities, which only added to the frustration. Critics like Shaq argue that certain moves, especially hooking defenders' arms during drives, have turned scoring into a manipulation game instead of pure basketball skill. The debate has now spread far beyond one game, with several players and analysts openly questioning whether the league has become too soft on foul baiting and too focused on creating highlight moments rather than protecting competitive balance.
We give the benefit to those who necessarily are trying to manipulate the game into their advantage. I just don't think it's basketball. Like, let's just play basketball. All the foul baiting.
The debate around officiating reached another level when playoff statistics started raising serious questions among fans and analysts. Critics pointed out that Shai's free throw numbers had climbed dramatically compared to the regular season, even though playoff basketball is usually known for tougher, more physical defense and fewer whistles from referees. Some observers even compared the situation to past controversies involving stars known for drawing fouls, arguing that the league may be rewarding offensive tricks too heavily. The frustration reportedly grew even stronger because certain referee crews appeared to call games very differently, fueling online speculation that OKC was receiving favorable treatment. At the same time, attention also shifted toward the Thunder's physical defense, with opponents accusing some players of crossing the line without punishment. The tension became so intense that many Lakers supporters felt the series was becoming unfair, and emotions finally boiled over when Austin Reeves, normally one of the calmest players on the floor, visibly lost his composure during a heated moment that shocked fans watching around the league.
Of last year's NBA Finals. And the Lakers wanted to spend a little extra time with the official.
Austin Reeves was reportedly seen arguing with crew chief John Goel in the middle of the court in a moment that went far beyond what fans saw on the broadcast. Sources say Reeves wasn't just upset about a missed call, but about what he felt was a disrespectful attitude from officiating during a crucial stretch of the game. Insiders claim that when he pointed out a clear foul that many in the arena noticed, the official responded with a dismissive smirk, which only escalated tensions further. That moment allegedly pushed the Lakers front office to request an urgent meeting with the league office to address concerns about consistency and respect in officiating. The frustration didn't stop there, as post-game comments from team figures added even more heat to the situation, with sharp criticism aimed at how physical contact was being called on one side of the matchup compared to the other, turning the controversy into one of the most talked-about storylines of the series.
This series, he gets fouled a lot. That doesn't happen. I mean, guy gets hit on the head more than any player I've seen on drives, and it rarely gets called. So
JJ Redick reportedly added more fuel to the controversy by pointing out that LeBron James is seeing a career-low whistle-to-contact rate in this series, despite repeatedly driving into heavy traffic and absorbing obvious physical contact. Shortly after his post-game comments, he was hit with a $35,000 fine from the league, a move that fans quickly interpreted as an attempt to shut down criticism rather than address it. The backlash only grew from there, with many believing Redick's remarks struck a nerve inside the league office. Adding to the noise, Kendrick Perkins also weighed in during an appearance on the Pat McAfee show on May 8th, calling on the NBA leadership to step in and address concerns about officiating consistency before the situation escalates further.
Sports betting. So we don't want to start messing and having fans thinking that there's something going on with the integrity of the game. So you got to clean up this flopping nonsense. You have to clean it up.
Kendrick Perkins added to the growing debate by suggesting that the officiating in the series has looked heavily tilted toward OKC, even jokingly implying on air that something about the whistle has felt unusually one-sided. That kind of commentary only intensified already heated fan discussions about consistency, with critics arguing that physical defensive play from the Thunder is being allowed to go unpunished while smaller contact on the Lakers often draws quick whistles and technicals. Much of the frustration has centered around players like Lu Dort, who is widely respected for his aggressive defense but also frequently criticized by opponents who feel the physicality sometimes crosses the line without consequence. In the middle of all this noise, emotions around the series have clearly boiled over, with heated reactions from players, coaches, and analysts reflecting just how controversial and closely scrutinized the officiating has become. Lu Dort is widely known as one of the NBA's most physical perimeter defenders, and his aggressive style has sparked plenty of debate throughout the season. Supporters see it as elite, high-intensity defense built on effort, timing, and strength, while critics argue that some of his contact-heavy plays push the limits of what should be allowed within the rules. Moments involving stars like Nikola Jokic and Devin Booker have especially fueled that discussion, with fans and analysts rewatching clips to debate whether certain plays were clean defensive actions or borderline fouls that didn't get called consistently. The center of the conversation is a bigger league-wide issue that often comes up during playoff runs: how physicality is interpreted differently depending on context, momentum, and officiating crews. That inconsistency is what keeps fueling frustration from players, coaches, and fans, especially when key possessions swing on whistle decisions in high-stakes games. Shaq's main criticism in all of this comes down to what he sees as inconsistency in how the game is officiated and how players are portrayed. In his view, you can't reward extreme physical defense on one end while also rewarding exaggerated contact-seeking on the other, because it creates a double standard that confuses the identity of the sport. That frustration has become a broader talking point among fans who feel the modern NBA sometimes swings too far in how it interprets physicality compared to past eras. Shaq often contrasts today's game with his own era, pointing out how physical playoff basketball used to be far more punishing inside the paint, where big men absorbed heavy contact night after night with far fewer whistles. During the early 2000s, he was famously targeted with constant fouling strategies like Hacker Shaq, where teams intentionally sent him to the free throw line through repeated hard fouls. Despite that, he still dominated games physically, finishing through contact at an elite level and rarely showing any visible reaction to punishment. That comparison is what fuels his argument. In his eyes, the balance between physical defense and offensive freedom has shifted too much, creating ongoing debates about fairness, officiating standards, and how the modern game should be played. Shaq's frustration, as it's being described, comes down to a clash in how greatness is defined across eras. From his perspective, dominance used to mean overpowering defenses through pure physical force, not manufacturing contact or relying on whistles. That's why he frames the modern game, especially players who are elite at drawing fouls, as a threat to the integrity of basketball itself. At the same time, today's NBA culture is very different, with a bigger focus on pace, space, finesse, and selling contact in tight situations. That difference in style is what fuels constant arguments between old-school and new-school interpretations of the game. Even among current players, opinions aren't uniform. Some embrace the evolution, while others complain privately about how inconsistent officiating can affect defensive intensity. Those mixed reactions are what keep the debate alive, especially when high-profile voices speak out and fans start comparing eras side by side.
You know, in the wild, right, the most annoying animal is the hyena.
in my opinion. And this is
not
not
everything. They want to bother everybody.
Yeah, and that's
going to nibble.
Yep, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Kendrick Perkins reportedly added even more fuel to the debate during a first take appearance, where he compared OKC's playing style to a pack of hyenas hunting in the wild. The comment quickly spread online, with fans interpreting it as another example of how divisive the officiating and physicality discussions around the series have become.